Hi and welcome back. And today I wanted to introduce a tool that I think is really, really useful um, in terms of meeting ourselves where we are and being able to identify how we're feeling and then meet that need authentically. So many of us, as we've gone along, have said, that we've used alcohol as a maladaptive strategy to cope if we're tired, if we're hungry, if we feel uncomfortable in certain situations, if we feel lonely, whatever our triggers might be. And so I think this is a really, really useful tool because it can be a little bit overwhelming, can't it? Identifying those needs when we've been used to going to alcohol as that prop. It can be easier said than done, identifying the need, naming the feeling, and then putting a tool in. So I just wanted to share the screen. And this is the feelings wheel. I just need to try and share this. Okay, so hopefully you can see this brightly coloured wheel here. And I just want to give you just a moment to kind of take it in. So what you've got concentric circles going out, getting more and more and more nuanced and more complex. So you've got the red section, which is angry, and then you've got some more radiating out from that. You've got let down, humiliated, bitter, mad, aggressive, etc. And then on the outer edge, you've got even more. You've got indignant, furious, jealous, provoked, etc. So if you move around, you've got say sad, you've got hurt, depressed, guilty. That's the blue one. You might remember, this is from reminding me of that film, that Disney film where they've got all the internal Inside Out or whatever it's called. So the blue one is sad. So you've got vulnerable, and then you might have fragile, grief, or powerless going out. You've got happy, you might have playful, content, accepted, powerful, peaceful, aroused, cheeky, free, joyful, confident. Surprised, you might have amazed, astonished, etc. Bad. And again, so you've got all these things radiating out. So the idea is that if we can kind of process what we're feeling, we can identify it, and that will be your kind of reflective way that you process your feelings. So landing with ourselves and just going, okay, I know that I'm triggered, but what is actually going on here, and leaning into it. Now, actually, I'm really pissed off that this happened, and actually, I feel kind of like affronted by that. I feel like someone has dissed me. I don't know if that's in that. Yeah, disrespected. So disrespected, that would come under angry. Okay, so the idea is that I've got quite specific about how I'm feeling, but it's come down to a core emotion, which is angry. Okay, now through working with my feelings, I know that if I feel, say, for example, sad or low energy, sort of that real hypo aroused, I know that I need to get under a blanket, watch kind of comforting, film or series, just like really, really wrap up. Okay, so that might be my tool for if I'm sad. If I'm angry, that's not going to cut it. It's going to make me feel really frustrated. When I'm angry, I need to move it up and out of my body. I need to punch things. I need to wring out a towel. I need to go for a run. I need to go for a drive in my car and shout at the steering wheel, whilst also concentrating obviously on the road. If I'm feeling bad, rushed, overwhelmed, etc., maybe I need to go to do a yoga class. Right, so it's going to be different. If I feel sad, maybe I need a hug, maybe I need that oxytocin, maybe I need to reach out, maybe I just need to go to my husband and have a hug, or my dog, cuddle up with my dog, etc., etc. So the idea with this is, because it can be overwhelming, if you can identify the feeling, you can trace it back to your core feeling. And the idea is, in your sober toolkit, you don't need a million tools, but you might need one for each of the core emotions. So what is your sad tool? What is your disgusted tool when you feel like, that kind of awful kind of, I sense it like a bit like shame. I almost need to go, and move out, just go, oh God, it's just, you know, some of the twists in yoga are quite good for that. That can really kind of feel like you're wringing it out. And that's just me. Interesting that there is that one about shock dismay, could also be amazed and excited, but that can make us hyper aroused. So maybe we just need to calm ourselves a little bit. We need to just bring ourselves down slightly. So that is the feelings wheel. And the way we work with that is to try and I've got another thing to share here as well. Okay. And there's some journaling prompts to go with it as well. So essentially, we ask ourselves, and this will be in the library and the resources this week, I've put the feelings wheel and also the journaling prompts of just, you know, how am I feeling? What's making me feel like this? What do I need? And then do it then, and reflecting on how you feel after. And hopefully you will feel that it's shifted. If you're like, it's kind of not quite it, then there's further exploration to do. So I hope that has been helpful, and I will see you tomorrow.